What's up, everyone? Rock bottom, day 5, huh? Wearing the same uniform. This is my uniform I'm wearing, just so you know. This is what rock bottom is. You know, finding a place to shower, but having to wear the same clothes every day. Right? Call the place, call this number, find out where my shit is. No answer. I mean, they answered. I got no answer where my stuff is. So-and-so will call you back. This is the number we have for you. Is this correct? I said yes. So-and-so blah blah will call you back with that information. So I already know some stuff's missing. I already know the police have unlawfully searched my stuff and took guns. Sorry. Whiskey loves kids. Somebody was walking by with his daughter. Anyway, just make sure everything's alright. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I call this number. I want to know where my stuff is. Blah blah, I'll give them an address, whatever. This bullcrap. It's bullcrap. I couldn't even. It's 100% bullcrap that I couldn't grab certain important things. Toothbrush. Yeah. My clothes. Would that officer say, "Oh, we're not gonna let you fill your vehicle up"? Why not? It's my shit. It's my stuff. There's no lawful order that they can't, that I couldn't have had all my stuff. They violated me from that. That I could have as much shit as I can get there in a fucking day. I have all day. They showed up to keep the peace? No, they didn't. They showed up beforehand, yanked me out of my house. There was no keeping the peace. And then they handed it over to Jason Baker of iLink Realty, who is not named on the thing. So anyway, whatever, we'll go on and on about that. I don't want to keep going on about the same stuff that if anyone's paying attention, then they already know, right? And I appreciate it. Now we're up to 40 subscribers. Thanks. But more subscribers, the better. But I want authentic subscribers, and I'm hoping to get some better material up. But right now, I guess I gotta do this till I can get some content. I'm working on some stuff, but I'm having trouble, you know, getting all my stuff charged properly and all that. But can't get my stuff, can't get my clothes, can't get my chargers, can't. And I know my stuff's. I'm worried about my bike. I'm sure it's probably screwed up now, seeing how they left my place. So I was visiting a friend today, and that was good. And he helped me put something in perspective. I don't know if he realized this or not, but thanks. You know, because we're talking, and he's like, see, he knows this right from the start. Like, as soon as this went down, I got a hold of him because I was thrown out of my house, whatever. Hey, man, my nerves are shot. I need to come over, chit-chat for a little bit, right? And so he knows the whole thing. So he knows if I'm telling the truth or not. And so now I'm not saying whether he necessarily agrees with all my the way I do this stuff. I don't, you know, but he understands where I'm coming from, right? So he's supportive as best he can be and stuff like that, you know. And so he says, I thought I was going to say something else with it, but what made me think about it just a few minutes ago is he says, well, really, you've been Because we was talking about the these people that take on wrongful imprisonment cases. And I said, well, and he goes, well, you was. And I go, yeah, four nights. He goes, no. He says, you've been in prison all this time, really. And I think about it, and it's true. From the day this all started, I've pretty much been in prison. The only difference is right now I have my technical freedom, right? And that's the thing, you know, you're not going to throw me in jail. I'll do this before I go to jail. It's bull crap. I want nothing to do with it. It's bull crap. And, I mean, how you eating? Well, not good, but you know what? I wouldn't be eating that slop in there either. I turned it down the whole night the whole time I was in there. These people are going nuts making their own recipes with this stuff. Oh, this or that for a biscuit or whatever, cornbread, whatever, is nasty stuff. Anyway, you gonna eat that? No, have it. Have the whole damn plate. I told them not to even give me one, you know. And anyways, going all over again. But anyway, so he says, you've been, and so I put it into perspective, and this is true. I've been pretty much imprisoned this whole time. And they just keep putting the squeeze on harder and harder, making everything worse. And say hello, whiskey. Say hello. So, yeah, I mean, I've not been, like people think, whatever, I've not been, this whole time, I've been not able to do nothing for all this time. Not been able to do nothing, just sit here and lose everything. My house was my last stand, my stand. My house was my stand to begin with. It was the problem and the principle that I'm not sure. Anyone, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. You know, if I got, tell me, you know, what it is you're not understanding, or any direction you'd like to see any of this go. You know, feel free to share all your thoughts in the comments. So whatever I was saying, yeah, that's not the direction I wanted my channel to be at all. Not like this. And yeah, like I said in that one video, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. Well, that's the thing. See, I was going through this already when this all started, and they kicked me out of my house unlawfully. And I've said that from the start, and that's important because Mr. Essex, on his answer to my appeal, he's saying, this is the first we've heard about this, where I said about the due process, and it's not. And everybody will know, you know, by the time I got out of jail the first night, Friday morning, by Friday noon, I got off the bus, and they gave me my phone back, and I had a bunch of missed texts, and from people like, what the heck's going on here? And my mugshot was shared all over Facebook and all over the place, in the newspaper and all this shit, you know, because domestic violence. There was no domestic violence, but now they made me look publicly like an abuser, you know, and it's bullcrap. And then, you know, all this goes down, and then they throw me out of my house unlawfully. And that's the thing, people, you know, the people that don't want to take the time to understand, well, if you would have been, instead of having all this bullshit advice for me, you would be, not to say it's all bullshit or whatever, and, but you would be, calling them, raising hell or whatever. Hey, is this true? Is this what's going on? Because the problem is the people that acted against me unlawfully and threw me out of my house and made me pay all these bills and made me do all this stuff are the same people who turn around and sold my house and then forced me out of my house. And it's all a bunch of crap the way it all went down. And truthfully, they got me off guard, and I wish they didn't, because I wish it would have went down different. Who wants to fucking live like this? Bullshit. You know? And then, you know, it's not like I don't got, you know, I got my mom begging me to, you know, you stay here, you can stay here, and I don't want to. I mean, maybe people can't understand that, but I don't want to. It's all principle with me. I don't know. all this starts from. My house was my stand to begin with, like when it all went down. And that's exactly, in both times I'm on recording with the judge saying, I don't understand why I'm being thrown out of my house. What's going on here? His answer was, well, because she's the victim, you are the defendant. Exactly how he said it. And it's the law, and it's not the law. The law is you do due process, you have a hearing. There's got to be a reason you're allowed to kick me out of my house. You're telling me I'm not allowed in my house, right? And that's what the thing was right from the start. So honestly, I thought I was going to keep my house. I didn't, not for free. I don't expect, that's what people don't. I'm not sitting here thinking that I shouldn't pay whatever's owed or whatever. But at what time they can put my life through hell? They got still all my clothes and all that. And at what time, and this is all evidence, at what time is my house evidence? Especially when I made a specific claim against them way before my house went into foreclosure, that they acted against my house, and I expect answers about it. I expect something to be done about it, and everybody's ignored it. And the reason they've ignored it, because when I realized what was going on, when they took my job, like, people don't understand. A lot of people talking to me think, oh, you got charged with something, so the job fired you because they arrested you at work. No, that's not what happened. I worked the whole time until I threatened to sue, and it's because the managing members of the company are city council and connected to sheriff's department. It's all facts. I can prove all this, and it's all facts. My story has not changed from day one. Their story continues to keep on changing. Always. They keep on changing it and keep getting away with it. Well, that's because they called out the club, and there's a lot of people member of this club, whatever. I mean, what'd you expect me to do? You used the might of your group to act against me and take my job and make my life a living hell. But so yeah, my buddy puts it into perspective and says, of course he knows me, my whole life, so we're, so, so, when your best friend says, but, looking at, you've been imprisoned almost this whole time, and you think about it, and then when you put it in perspective, I have. I've refused, to give up my house, so I've been sitting there, and people think, oh, I ain't been able to go nowhere, and the whole time I've been fighting my whole case, researching my whole case. It ain't like a lot of people, it ain't like I wasn't working. I was putting every bit. Any lawyer putting the work I was into my own case would have definitely paid all the bills I'm supposedly behind on. I mean, I am, but this prison they create for me, and what can I do now? Stuck in this, whatever. There's some other shit I'm get on here, talk about different things, any subjects you guys want to talk about. Like I said, I've taken a deep dive into stuff about my life. I've got certain issues. There's, I'm beating myself up a little bit, kind of, because you're like, what's right, what's wrong on some things. There's a certain job I had before it got this bad that was offered to me, and I turned it down because of moral issues, and people don't get that, but that's one thing I'll probably talk about too, the fake Christianity going on. And the reason people don't even like Christianity is fake Christians. With how many of them? There's more fake than they know, because they're not even following the word, right? Because we'll get into some of that. I've had some. We'll get into, people never cease to amaze me. It's crazy, the situation I'm in. There's certain situations that happen for me or fucking presented to me that should not. I'm every bit of the fucking definition of a loser, right now, at the moment, right? But they do, and I know why it's happening. We'll get into some of this, but it really raises some questions about, people's Christianity. So, I mean, there's a certain job that I did turn down. There's different things that's happened. I know the jobs I really wanted so far hasn't worked out getting them, and I think that's connected to this stuff. People don't realize how big it is. They're going to hold me down under their thumb. They don't want me to be able to afford to sue. That's what happened. As soon as I threatened to sue, they took, you ain't gonna, no. And if you go back to work, it's gonna be making crap. That's what they're trying, you know, because there's a couple jobs I should have had no problem, and I didn't get them, you know. And then there's one that might have been all right, but that one I turned down because of a moral issue. And, you know, I won't get too far into that, but, you know, if I'm taking a stand on myself and wanting to do what I see is, you know, it's a matter of me. Everything else is vanity, right? Everything that's, you know, for the Christians out there, you know, everything is, everything under the sun is vanity. Vanity, vanity, saith the preacher. Vanity, vanity, it's all vanity, right? Everything under the sun, because everything, until you're doing, the thing that matters is make sure you're doing what's right. And whatever, I struggle with it or whatever, but, so there's different things I'm working out with myself. Like I said in the one video, taking a deep dive, I'll discuss some of this stuff with some people. There's some things I probably won't, and, you know, maybe if I can figure out how to talk about how to do it safely, you know, it's you know, start to wonder about some things sometimes. And anyway, I shouldn't talk too much about that, but we'll open up the subjects. There's a couple I want to talk about, because a couple of situations that happened, I can't believe it, and then I can't believe the responses to it when I tried to do the right thing. It's just, and I'm not trying to cut on anybody, but we got to talk about this. There's a lot of people that got their views wrong and messed up, you know. You can have your views however you want, but don't, you know, if you're going to tell me you have this beliefs, then your beliefs should follow that, you know. And mine, and if I'm just saying this is a matter of my beliefs, then, you know, whatever. Yeah, I'll be glad to explain it to you, but respect it. And not that they haven't been respected. We'll get to some of this when I sit and talk about it more, but talk about more shit. Right now, I was just reflecting on that. I've been in prison really since November 11th of 2021. And this, and what people don't realize, the audacity of the sheriff's department. When I first opened the door, the first face I seen was Austin Little. That's shit. He's the one that caused all this. This is the truth. Him and Sergeant Mosier. Deputy Little and Sergeant Mosier of the Defiance County Sheriff's Department. And I've tried for the longest time. I wasn't throwing out names. I was just saying, hey, this is wrong and something needs to be done about it. I was throwing that stuff out there here and there. And I was trying to stay in honor, give these guys the respect enough to say, okay, we messed up. That's why I was, you know, I didn't think I'd end up losing my house when it come down to it, because actually I didn't think it'd get as far as losing my truck. And when I say lose my truck, I didn't really lose anything except the house. Everything else I got rid of. But the truck I did owe money on. I could have sold it for more, but I wrote it out to the last minute and had to get rid of it for payoff. So that sucked. But it was in order to keep up with the house was the last battle. So I kept with that as long as I could, and these guys drug it out and ran me out of money. I sold my bike, sold all that stuff. So when the Attorney General, when I tried to, oh, well, what would you expect us? I said, I want something straightened out here, and I guess I expect my house, my truck, and my bike, right? These are the things robbed of me. More than that, my clothes. Literally my clothes. The first time they pulled all this, they still got my clothes in evidence. And so why is my house not evidence? You know, you guys acted against me, and the claims that are there, plus the legitimate claims I submitted to the Common Pleas Court about the foreclosure, and they ignored it and didn't make the bank prove anything at all, and which at the very least should have bought me time. But I've explained once that the prosecutor's office stepped in without the right to do so, and you know, they're all acting against me, tearing me down on purpose, and you can believe it or not, but I'm trying certain things people are telling me to do, and you know, because start over, right? You know, but so far it ain't working out. I'm not saying it won't, but then we get to that start over. Well, how did I let crap get this far? You know, well, everybody says, well, start over. Well, you don't. The only way to start over is to start from nothing, because I've ever started from nothing. So the only way to start over is to start from nothing, right? And you know, so pretty much when they called me out, when they pulled their crap, I lived in my truck, and I was documenting that. I deleted most of that because I didn't, you know, I was like, screw it, I don't want to throw this out there, throw my life out there like that. And I was still working then and all that, and but document my life being forced to live in my truck, what that was like. And but this is what you guys want. Okay, fine, I'll take it on, I'll do it, I'll volunteer into it, and you guys are gonna see that this is wrong, this is bullcrap. But they instead kept taking it further. And then Troy Essex claims I deserve to hit rock bottom. So I said, all right, let's go to rock bottom then, if that's what you want. Now it's your turn, right? And so that's where, you know, most of that's at. But this is rock bottom. Like I said, I'm throwing on the same clothes, being able to shower, you know, catch a shower somewhere, but still being able, but having to wear the same clothes is all you got, you know. And something else I was going to talk about, don't remember what now, but it's been long enough anyway, so I was just checking in, letting you guys know how it is going on rock bottom. I'll send you some more stuff, I suppose, and we'll get down to a few subjects. But yeah, I want to share that, my friend, and put some perspective into me. Thanks, you know, for whatever it's worth, you know. Technically, I've been imprisoned all this time, and things they're doing ain't right. And then I was thinking about, you know, in my other video, I said I don't want to come off the wrong way on some things either. Some people say things, and I totally appreciate. I appreciate where they're coming from, and the fact that, you know, they care enough, you know, to offer that advice or whatever. But let's understand where it's all coming from, where my, you know, my stand is, and there's way more involved in, and I gotta not let, it's actually a few minor people that kind of close to me that want to think they should have their opinion. I'm not saying they're completely wrong, but they're not completely understanding what's going on. And, you know, not one of them, you know, the truth is I've been trying to get support, and I mean support in this kind of way, thoughts and prayers, and you know what, to share my stuff, let people know what's going on, and to contact these people. You know, anyone seeing this stuff, if you think this stuff ain't right, contact them, because you know, the truth is, if I could have got enough support of people contacting these people and raising hell saying, is this true? You know, this, he's got this claim, you guys, and you're gonna sell, you guys are gonna be the same people that sell his house and kick him out of it and all this and that, because it shouldn't have came to that. It shouldn't have came to a lot of things way before it got this far, and I've proven several times to these guys, and that's why I say they're not in honor, and they're not, my story's not changed once. Theirs is the whole time. But there was something else I wanted to talk about now, I don't remember what, so I'll save that for another video. This has been long enough. So get it figured out, I don't know. I gotta figure something out, right? It's a struggle though. It's a struggle because I put my life on the, for one, I know damn well these guys, they're not gonna stop. If I'm not gonna stop, if I'm not gonna give up, they're not gonna stop till they kill me. they was probably hoping for that hoping on Monday, but it caught me by surprise. I'm not gonna let nothing happen to my dog on purpose, you know. So that's the rough part for me right now. And like people that want to get down my case, you know, what's my responsibilities really? Not that it ain't hard, not that it ain't sucking for some things I want to do or whatever, and can't at the moment. But what but I put a lot into perspective, you know. All that stuff I had, the only way I had it was to work my ass off and not have time to enjoy it. You know, how do you fix that? So, also I want to throw out there, anyone who, in case you missed it the last time, things are about to ramp up. Just remember, okay, do not comply. You heard it from me, whatever. I'm probably not allowed to say that. I don't know. Anyways, talk to you later.